What is up, Gamer Army? Welcome back to Psycho Gamer. I am your holiday host, Aubrey, and today we are going to talk about the 5 top cabinets that were released by Arcade1up this year, at least in my opinion. My list may be different from yours, but it may be very similar. So we're going to give reasons why we put these cabinets on this list. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe and stay tuned. We're going to talk about those 5 cabinets right after this. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back once again, guys. As you can tell, this is definitely going to be my holiday episode for you guys. I'm all Grogu'd out, or for some of you that aren't familiar with the name of the child, Baby Yoda is what you know him by. Got my Santa hat, and I'm ready to talk about some games with you guys. So let's just jump right into it. Top 5 cabinets from Arcade1up for 2022. Number 5, I'm going to actually put the Midway Legacy Mortal Kombat 30th Anniversary Edition in this category. Now, one of the reasons why I'm really putting this on here is the fact that they had released it with 14 titles. Now, being an anniversary edition, you want it to be special. They actually changed the look and the feel up of this from some of the previous cabinets that they've done for Mortal Kombat. Now, in terms of the look and feel of this cabinet, it was kind of base model or baseline for many of the other arcade cabinets that were actually coming out, such as the Capcom Legacy cabinets. So I really do like the look and the feel of this particular cabinet. I think they could have probably done a couple things a little bit differently, but all in all, I'm very satisfied with how this cabinet looks and the reaction that a lot of people really had for this particular title. Now, yes, it would have been nice if we would have gotten more cabinets with bigger screens, but unfortunately, we did not. So that's why this particular cabinet is coming in at number 5 for me. But you can still actually get this cabinet. It's going to be available through Best Buy, GameStop, Best Buy Canada. So I'm going to try to put a couple links down below so you guys can go and maybe still catch a few of the sales, because there's a lot of really good sales going right now. Maybe even a couple titles I might kind of touch on. Number 4, we are actually going to put the Capcom Legacy Arcade Yoga Flame Edition on this particular list. It's at multiple locations as well, but one of the reasons why is because, well, the way the cabinet actually looks. I really like the looks of the red cabinet. I know they had the blue cabinet. I can't remember. I think it was a Shin Hadouken cabinet. For whatever reason, I think I like the red one a little bit better than the blue one. I think it kind of goes back and forth. So the way the cabinet actually looks, it just kind of resonates with me much more than many of the other cabinets. Now, this is a cabinet that didn't quite have a release, at least with the art style that they actually had on the side of it. It was literally custom art on the side of the actual cabinets. Now, if you haven't seen it, make sure you go online. I'm going to post some links below so you can go take a look at them, possibly even get them for yourself, save you a little bit of money. Now, this title also had a ton of games on it. You had King of Dragons, Strider, Pro Gear, Battle Circuit, so a couple of these of which were not on other cabinets. Street Fighter 2 Collector's Edition, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Puzzle Fighter, Saturday Night Slam Masters, if you like wrestling, Capcom Sports Club, Final Fight, Gigawing, Captain Commando, and Armored Warriors. So you had a lot of titles on this particular cabinet. So go check it out. Pick one up for yourself if you haven't already picked it up. Obviously, if you buy it now, you're not going to get it by Christmas, but you'll at least get some of the savings that are available for you. Number 3, we are going to actually put in the NBA Jam Shaq Edition arcade machine. Why am I putting this on here? Because it is one of the first titles, not the first title, but one of the first titles that they released that actually has a 19-inch screen. Now, 19-inch screens are hard to come by when it comes to your Arcade1ups. There's literally, I think, only 3 titles that have it. And you're talking golf, 3D golf, you're talking NBA Jam, and you're talking Killer Instinct Pro. That is literally all of the cabinets that they have available currently, without being announced, that have been released to the public. Now, NBA Jam Shack Edition, it's about $100 off on the actual website right now from Arcade1up, but I'm going to try to post some links below, maybe save you a little bit more money if you are looking for one of these cabinets. Now remember, many of the other retailers that are out there will do price matching, especially Best Buy. I know Best Buy is really good at doing price matching. You just got to make sure it is shipped and sold by specific companies and actually in stock. As many of you know, retail-wise, I work for a particular Big Blue retailer. That's all I'm going to say. That's not my primary job. So after this release, I don't know where they're going to go for more 19-inch cabinets. Now, the real reason why I put this in here was because of the screen, not because it was promoted by Shack. It wasn't because they had this big blow up in terms of releasing it. No, I just think it is probably one of the better titles that you're going to get that you can play 4 players with and have, if I'm not mistaken, online play as well. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think this is a title worthy of being on this list? Post down below. My last game before the final game, I'm going to call this the runner-up, is going to be the NFL Blitz Legends arcade game. Now, I know some of you are probably groaning, especially after some of the videos I've put out on this particular cabinet, but really can't argue that this title is clearanced out in many of the Sam's Club locations right now, which you can actually get price matches. So make sure you check out my last video. I'm going to post that right here, so you can actually go and check that video out if you haven't yet. Maybe save you some money if you've already bought the cabinet from them. If not, well, maybe you might be able to run out to a local store and actually get one that I think it was $172. But NFL Blitz, it had a rocky release. It really did. It did not have online play. That was one of the things that initially it did not have. Unfortunately, that really rubbed people the wrong way when it came to being released, because it was half a game, or 3/4 of a game, I guess you could say. It is a beautiful cabinet. I am not going to take that away from this cabinet. It is probably one of the prettiest cabinets that Arcade1up has actually released to date. It actually looks better than the original Blitz cabinets that they originally released. Now, that doesn't take away from the fact that they didn't fully release the game when it came out. Now, they have actually released the online play, which has made people a bit happier. I do see people posting on Twitter some of the high scores that they have out there, which is really great. It's great seeing the actual community showing that they are actually playing this title online, as well as, you know, with their family and friends. I think it's going to be a big title for people to have built and set up and ready for their family to come visit for the actual holidays. So did you guys get the sale? I hope you guys did. I hope you guys saved a boatload of money, because these cabinets are freaking expensive. Now, my number 1 pick, you probably know where I'm going with this one. I am going to put Marvel vs. Capcom 2 at the top of this list. Why? Because I am a fighting game fan. Now, am I going to be the best in the world? No, I am not going to be the best in the world. I have not seen anything about them actually getting the online play working for this particular cabinet. If you know if they have, just go ahead and post down below for me and let me know. But with the sheer amount of games that they have on this cabinet, I mean, you got 8 different games, and most of them are fighting games. Your Marvel vs. Capcom 2, 1, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men Children of the Atom, Unipocalypse, and Marvel Superheroes and War of the Gems, which was a Super Nintendo game, if I am not mistaken. So Marvel Capcom 2 hadn't been released in a very, very, very long time, and they really went all out when it came to announcing this particular title. I loved what they did with it. I love that they brought Justin Wong on there and a whole bunch of other YouTubers just to unveil and announce this particular cabinet. I gotta admit, they did great. Now, the art style, everything was great about this cabinet. Now, they did base the design on that Midway Legacy Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary. It seems to be their kind of go-to design right now. They didn't want, I guess they didn't want to do another Big Blue edition in terms of how it looked. That game, it's a nice looking cabinet, but that Street Fighter 2 Big Blue, I think the screen was a little bit too slanted, so a lot of people had seemed like their head was cut off, or they were having to crouch down a little bit to actually see the particular cabinet itself. So, but that's my top 5, guys. Do you agree with my top 5? Because I've got 2 more I'm going to talk about. Oh, yeah. I'm going to call this one Extra Life. Extra credit, whatever you want to actually call it. I'm going to put the Killer Instinct Pro Series on this particular list. Now, the reason why I'm putting this on here is because it is the first Pro Series cabinet that Arcade1up has released. Now, they only released a certain amount of them. I think it was only like 100 of them or something like that. They didn't release a large selection of them. It might be more than that, so forgive me if I'm wrong with that one. They did do a pre-order for it, and if you go into the Arcade1up website, it is actually sold out. It does have 110 reviews, so I guess some people really, really do like it, unless those are reviews from the regular Killer Instinct cabinet. So the cabinet is probably one of the nicest ones they've made. They've upgraded the screen, they've upgraded the speakers, they've upgraded the buttons and the control deck, and even the joystick. I mean, you really can't argue. This is what people have been wanting them to do for a very long time. I mean, they've only released one cabinet a long time ago that actually had upgraded buttons, and I believe that was the Marvel Superheroes. There's a lot of different ones out there. I get them kind of all mixed up, so I apologize. So, a lot of really great games on this cabinet. Killer Instinct 1 and 2, Battletoads 8-bit, and Battletoads 16-bit. So, if you are a Battletoads person, if you are a Killer Instinct person, this is most likely a cabinet for you. You know who I'm talking about, Rob. Now, I do have one cabinet. Unfortunately, this is a cabinet that did not get released this year. Now, it was on that list that got leaked out earlier this year from Gamefly. I've brought up this list on multiple videos. So, Time Crisis, unfortunately, did not get a release. It did not get an official announcement. It didn't get anything, unfortunately. This cabinet was one that people were really, 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 really looking forward to. Now, the closest thing that we really have to it is going to be that Terminator 2 cabinet, which, if you have not seen it, is on sale for, I think it's like $275 on Amazon, and it's like $300 on BestBuy.com. So I'm going to have those links down below so you guys can go check those out and possibly get one and save yourself a lot of money. Now, there are people who are upgrading the Terminator 2 light guns as well so that they could actually have a much better feedback when it comes to the actual gameplay itself. Is the same thing going to happen with Time Crisis? Well, from the pictures that we've seen, God, we really hope not, because they only showed one pedal and it was a little plastic junky looking little thing. I mean, the Elgato Stream Deck pedal looks like it's much sturdier than that. I have that myself, and it's still plastic. I mean, it is what it is. So that is going to do it for my entire Christmas list for you guys. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with my list? Do you guys disagree? Post below on what you think your top 5 cabinets are going to be for this year, 2022. And before you do that, make sure that you do hit that like and subscribe, guys. I appreciate you guys coming out watching my videos all this year. I know this year wasn't as many videos as I normally post. I want to try to get back into the swing of doing videos for you guys more than I was this past year. So, haven't hit that 1,000 subscribers, haven't hit that 4,000 hours, well, yet this time. And before we close it out for the night, I do want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. And if I don't do a video before the New Year's, I also wish you guys a Happy New Year as well. I hope you guys stay safe, stay warm, especially from that big snowstorm that's going through most of the country right now. So stay safe, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Till then, guys, game on.